Welcome back. This April, there will be another Wisconsin Supreme Court election to fill a 10-year term. Our Wisconsin State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kelson sat down with the conservative candidate in the race, Court of Appeals Judge Maria Lazar, to learn more about her judicial philosophy.
Why do you want to be a justice on the Wisconsin Supreme Court?
And I saw this race, this opportunity, as a chance for me to put an independent, impartial voice on this court and to really restore justice to the state Supreme Court.
You are called the conservative candidate in this race. What does that mean in terms of your judicial philosophy?
My views do tend toward that side, but as a jurist, my judicial philosophy, it's very independent. I'm not a rubber stamp for anybody, any side, any party. I like to joke that we wear black robes because we hide our personal views behind them.
You've previously been endorsed by Wisconsin Right to Life and Pro-Life Wisconsin. Are you pro-life?
So, interesting question. My personal views, abortion is not something that would be right for me, but I recognize this is such a difficult, tricky issue for women. The good thing for us is that it's now an issue that people in the state of Wisconsin have the freedom to decide what they want to do, because now it's back in front of each individual state.
Being back in front of the states is a consequence of Roe versus Wade being overturned
By Dobbs.
Yes. Would you say then that you support that Supreme Court ruling?
Well, so in about 1972 or 73, the U.S. Supreme Court did Roe versus Wade. And the funny thing with that is, for all the years after that, they could never, ever resolve the matter. And that should tell you something. It should be out of the courts. It should be back where it belongs, which is every one of us making that decision in the state of Wisconsin. And that's where it is now. So in that respect, yes, I think that's a good move forward.
You previously served as the Assistant Attorney General. One of the biggest cases that you worked on was defending parts of Act 10.
And I can correct that.
Sure.
So it wasn't really defending Act 10, it was defending whether or not it was a law.
Is that something you would recuse yourself from on the Wisconsin Supreme Court?
If the matter came about as to whether or not Act 10 was a properly enacted law, I would have to recuse myself. If the issues come up as to whether or not Act 10, the merits of Act 10, whether it's constitutional, whether it applies to this group or that, there's no basis for me to recuse on any of those.
Is there anyone you would not accept campaign donations or an endorsement from?
So that's really interesting. So I can't comment on fundraising because judges are not ethically allowed to fundraise. I'm not seeking out-of-state endorsements. I'm not seeking anything like that. But if someone looks at my campaign and says that my vision of the judicial system and the Wisconsin State Supreme Court being going back to the integrity and independence, if they agree with that vision, then I would be willing to accept that endorsement.
Last year, Elon Musk played a big role in that Wisconsin Supreme Court election. Would you accept his involvement if you wanted to donate to your campaign?
Well, I think it's a moot question because, quite frankly, I've heard that he's not going to be involved in races anymore. I think he got burned, and I think Wisconsin might have done that.
If you would like to hear from the Liberal candidate in this race, Court of Appeals Judge Chris Taylor, you can head to our website, WMTV15news.com.